Hey y'all, you reached Poppin' with Robin. I'm Robin. Today's video is all about how to reduce your electric bills, how to save money on groceries, and how to live on a low income. I've been disabled 19 years now. Became disabled overnight swimming in a hotel pool. Subscribe to see that video coming up. And so I've got this down to a science, and I'm amazed at how much money I've saved over these 19 years. These are fantastic ideas, not a bad one in the bunch. They're all tried and tested by me. Some of them, I have to be honest, it took me some years to figure out and find out about, but I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm writing another book, and you're getting a sneak peek. Okay, here we go. And by the way, I'm probably going to have to read from my notes because there are so many tips. Tips on reducing your electric bill, getting grants for a new roof on your house, giving Amazon for $6.99 a month, on and on. So let's just dive in. All right, here's how to save money on grocery bills. I have lots of tips for this. Shop late in the day. Late in the day, usually in my grocery store that I go to, it's on Tuesdays. I go to Kroger's usually, sometimes Walmart. But it's late on Tuesdays. Just ask your store manager what day they discount the perishable items. What day things like lettuce or bakery, things like that. Eggs. I've got a couple of great tips on eggs coming up in a little bit. So they discount perishable items like that on Tuesday afternoons, sometime Tuesday afternoon till closing on Tuesdays in my store. Again, ask your store manager, okay, when they discount their perishable items. So do that first. Find out, shop late in whatever day it is that they discount, their dairy, their lettuce, anything like that that goes bad. So find out what day that is and go in the afternoon. And then if they're not already discounted down, ask for the manager. Don't ask somebody who's putting stock on the shelves. Don't ask your checkout lane person. Ask for the manager. Go up to customer service desk and ask them, tell them you want to talk to the manager. And they might say, well, what's it about? And just say, you'd like to buy say the word bulk. You want to buy more than one of whatever's discounted. The eggs, the lettuce, the milk, whatever it is you're looking to buy at a discount. Don't do it just if you're looking for a half a gallon of milk or something to be discounted. Make it matter so that the next week or the next month, when there's a lot of extra perishable items that are about ready to be expired, that they'll remember you and that you were respectful and get you that discount you need. All right? So that's the first tip. The second, batch in cooking and freezing. Here's what you do. You get like a large quantity of the same items. Let's say you eat a lot of chili, right? So buy a large quantity, and then you make it up like you've got a big old commercial kitchen. You spend the entire day making chili, so you buy enough for a month or whatever, and you buy enough of the same ingredients. Here's what you can save on that: getting the tomatoes discounted, right? And beans you can get discounted because they're canned. I have a tip coming up about that. So avoid buying for small meals, right? For like one or two. Even me, I live alone and I don't eat a whole lot. And so I'll make enough for a month of chili. Now, I don't make a month of chili and freeze a month's worth if it's, March and it's going to be warm. I don't like chili when it's warm. I like it in the cold weather. And so batch your cooking and freezing together. If you have a large family, maybe do a cost analysis and see if it's worth you buying a freezer. My tip about freezers, buy the Energy Star, or if you're buying one just new to you on Facebook Marketplace or something, used basically, try and find the newest one you can afford. Try and find an Energy Star rated one, because it'll save you money in the long run on your electric bill. That's coming up. Saving money, how to reduce your electric bill, is coming up in the next section. All right. So the other thing you can do to save another way to save money on buying groceries. You can meal prep in advance. And what that means is, I literally, I've done this, like I said, 19 years. I will write down, I just buy this 10-cent paper when school supplies are on clearance. I'll write down, Sunday through Saturday, the days of the week, and then I'll write down literally what I'm going to have for food, for meals, each meal the whole week. And then I'll create a grocery shopping list from that week's meals. To be honest with you, I do it for a month. Yeah, I do it for a month. And then, if I need something, like I'm going to have, a salad, you have to mix it up. You can't eat the same thing every day, every week. But, so I'll just buy some basics, maybe 4 meals a week that I have things that don't go bad, right? And then I'll maybe go to the store once a week, Tuesday afternoons, and buy, things for like a salad, or, maybe I'll have a pizza day once a week, that kind of thing. By the way, you can make your own pizza so much cheaper and freeze it. Just saying. Okay. Oh, don't forget, saving money on eggs is coming up too. So hang in there. Comment if you would like me to send you my template, my little page that I use for my weekly meal prep planning. Just shoot me a message and I'll send that over to you, okay? Because I've got a basic one that no sense in you taking time to figure it all out like I had to. Okay. Okay. Sorry, but I'm going to have to read. These are a lot of tips, folks. I'm writing a book, so you're getting the first part of it. So here's how to save on eggs. Eggs, people. How to save on eggs. And I bet these are 4 ideas you haven't thought of. I'll bet you. There's this new thing called egg subscriptions. I know. Remember back in the day when the dairy farmers, or, the milkman, I'm too young for that, but when they would bring milk to your door in the glass bottles, I don't know, some of you might be from that era. They're doing that for eggs now. Yes! Look on Facebook farmers groups, right? Or put a post on your Facebook. Or maybe, if your grandkids have more friends than you on Facebook, ask one of your grandkids to put a post up. Hey, are there any egg subscription plans going on out there with farmers? Or anybody who has chickens who would sell me, a couple dozen eggs a week or something. Because here's what. When you buy in bulk eggs, you can freeze them. Yes. I've done this for years. Tip number 2, you just break those suckers up, beat them up, and you put them in ice cube trays or freezer bags. Here's what. I like the silicone better when I'm freezing the eggs like that than like the plastic ice cube trays. So get the little silicone ones, right? But it's amazing. You can buy the eggs discounted on the Tuesday afternoon when they discount them, bring them home and freeze them, right? Also, tip number 3 is saving on eggs. Yes, use powdered eggs for baking. Now, listen, unless you're baking, you're a professional baker and you have a commercial kitchen, and by the way, they probably have powdered eggs too, but use powdered eggs. You'll never know it. They still fluff everything up. And yes, they're not exactly like fresh eggs, but the price of eggs is like the price of gold right now, folks. I don't have to tell you all that. Eggs. Save on eggs. All right. Consider going to your store and asking them to discount the eggs for you. Beat them, freeze them, use powdered eggs, get in on one of these egg subscriptions, okay? Okay, here's more ways to save on groceries. Everybody asks me, because they know I'm some people use the word frugal. No, I'm cheap. I'm cheap. But here's what. And in fact, my granddaughter asked me this question the other day when we were having expensive banana French toast at her favorite restaurant. Which, by the way, I go to the store. I know, I said I'm cheap, not frugal. I go to the grocery store and I'll buy 3 bananas for her, put them in my purse, when we go to have, we call it bananas on our text. She knows what that means. We'll order her a plain order of French toast, and then we'll just cut up the bananas and put them on. Yeah, because they charge you like $2 and something for a couple bananas. And to be honest, this place we go to, they have amazing banana fresh pies. And so a lot of times they don't even have any bananas. I know, a restaurant. So anyway, I'm cheap, not frugal. I will take bananas to a restaurant. Sue me. Okay, so you can also, here's another way to save on groceries I bet you didn't think about. You can start your own food buying group, right? It's not like a big deal. You don't need like a tax ID or a name or any of that. I mean, your name would be cute, but you don't have to have any of that. You just basically get on your Facebook or on your social media, whatever. You know, put a few words on a piece of paper, cut them up, take them to church, hand them out. Have your kids hand them out. Go to the senior citizen center maybe, and just hand out these little flyers, these little quarter pages that says, hey, I want to start a food buying group. Who's in? You'd be surprised how many people are in. And listen, this is even better. If you have someone who is a member of, like a Sam's Club or a Costco, something like that. I mean, ours is, 45 minutes away from me. I don't go there. It's not feasible. I don't buy that many groceries anyway. And to be perfectly honest, I was a member of Sam's Club, 30, 40 years ago when I lived up there. And it's hard to go in a place like that and not buy everything in sight and not buy a huge trolley of anything because the prices are so good, right? I mean, you'll buy 20 cases of toilet paper or, there was a run on eggs the other day. I mean, it gets a little nuts. So, in my situation, it doesn't save me money to pay for a membership or drive up there. And then I know myself. I know I would buy my little 700 square foot house be full, top to bottom with everything because their prices are so good. But if you create your own food buying group, you can have one person go up. Maybe they have an SUV, they can just fill it full. Or maybe, it'd be a fun little group activity, right? Maybe y'all go in one vehicle and then one person drives the SUV. Shoot, maybe they've got a truck with a cover on the back and you just load that sucker up. You get 6 or 7 people and you're buying for 6 or 7 people. Make sure and take a list. Take a list and stick to the list, right? But that's how you can say. Also, buy the ugly stuff at your grocery store. If you're making smoothies, you don't have to have pretty bananas, right? There again, if there's a ton of them, you can freeze bananas just like the eggs. I used to do it when my kids were little for baby food or whatever. They're very cool in the summertime to make these little banana ice cubes, right? They drink their water in the summer because you fill up their jar or whatever with water and then you put these banana ice cubes in. It's good for them. It's cheaper. You buy the crummy looking bananas and that's what you use for the smoothies or the banana ice cubes or whatever, right? You don't need the pretty stuff, right? Go there on the afternoon when they discount the ugly looking stuff that's about to expire. I'm telling you. Okay. So ask your store manager, get in good with your store manager, right? Hey, just like I know I'm not focused on groceries, but if you want to save money on prescriptions, on medicine, be nice to your pharmacist. Just be nice. Don't argue with them about pricing. Don't argue with them about, well, this is supposed to be covered with insurance. Be sweet to them. Just say, oh, honey. Sorry, I'm a grandma. I call everybody honey. Just say, would you please check into that for me? I really don't have money for food and medicine this week. Right? By the way, some pharmacists have coupons. I'm telling you. Make your pharmacist your best friend, especially if you have a lot of medications. Make your pharmacist your best friend. It will save you thousands. It will also, in a bind, if you're waiting for your doctor to get the prescription into the pharmacy, and then the pharmacy has to order the medication, and you're waiting a week and you really need it, your pharmacist can tell you how to, you can buy. I was waiting on a script the other day, and it was 30 tablets, and it took the doctor forever to get the order in, and the pharmacy had to order it, and I was out, and I needed it. So, of course, I talked to my pharmacist with a smile and say, hey, bud, what can I do? I really need this. Well, he said you can just buy 1 pill or 2 pills. Pay the cash price. Okay. I mean, yes, it's a little bit more when you pay the cash price sometimes. And that's a little tip on buying medicine cheap too, saving money on prescriptions. I know it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound, well, maybe it is normal these days, but always check the cash price. What I mean by that is if your medicine is covered under insurance, but for some reason you have to pay a lot of money out of pocket, ask the pharmacist, hey, if I didn't have insurance, how much would I have to pay for this? You would be surprised. You'd be surprised. I've had, I think, 3, maybe 4 prescriptions over the years where I always just told them don't put it under insurance because it was cheaper to just pay cash. I know, it's so ridiculous. Same thing with, if you get a new medication. Talk to your doctor about getting 3 months of the prescription at one time. Have him write it for 3 months worth. Then you only have to pay 1 copay instead of 3 copays. Right? There are lots of tips. Subscribe because I'm getting a video together on how to save money on prescriptions. Medicines are so stinking expensive. Obviously, yeah. Trading eggs for medicine. That's how expensive eggs and medicine are these days. So subscribe for that video. Okay, it's coming up. Anyway, getting back to how to save money on groceries. Sorry. Okay, I have a list together. This is very important. If you don't learn anything else, well, I've got some really cool other things coming up. How to get a new roof and things like that. But, if you live on low income, I have some amazing tips coming up. Sorry. This is the main thing that saves me. I bet it has saved me thousands of dollars over these 19 years. Honestly, I believe that. And I don't lie. That's why my channel is called Poppin' with Robin, because I'll pop off. I'll tell you the truth, and I'll tell you the truth even if it hurts sometimes, all right? Get you a little, I went to the Dollar Tree, I bought these little, it's a pack of 3, these little notebooks, right? This list, stay with me. This list I have is everything that I buy on an ongoing basis that doesn't spoil, doesn't go bad, okay? Like my Coke. Yes, it's open. My Oreos, right? My dog's dog food, right? Anything that is a brand name that's expensive, like those brand names, put that on your list. There's more coming for this list. It will save you thousands. Honest to gosh, stay with me. So whenever you are looking through the weekly ads or you're at the store, you've got that list in your purse. Shoot, this week was Super Bowl. So during holidays or things like the Super Bowl, 4th of July, Memorial Weekend, you can find really good deals on things like pop or cookies or chips or frozen pizzas. So stock up on those sales. I mean, my goodness. Coke was on sale at Kroger's during the Super Bowl week. It was buy 2, you get 3 free of the 12 packs. I I mean, it came down to like $8 a case. I paid up to $17 a case for pot before. I won't ever do that again. It's on my list. Same with my dog's dog food. Walmart has, you get a $2 Walmart cash when you buy this case of this, it's Purina, just, of these dog food. And they don't go bad. I mean, they're in a box and they're also cellophane wrapped, right? The Oreos, I mean, yeah, they don't last long because I'll eat the whole thing in a month. But the Oreos were also on sale. Like an amazing, like I think they were like $2. Usually they're like almost $5, right? Stock up on things on your list. Also on my list are things like toothpaste, deodorant, toothbrushes, toilet paper. Toilet paper math. I actually have a video coming up on toilet paper math. I'll tell you, I buy Cottonelle because I feel like it's, and I've tried them all over 19 years, and I've done the toilet paper math. I don't know why, but it's cheaper for me to buy my Cottonelle on Amazon. I know, nothing makes sense anymore. So, and I feel like the Cottonelle, I used to use Charmin, the Cottonelle, I feel like it goes farther because it's, I don't want to make a commercial for Cottonelle, but it just seems to me it's, and again, I'm cheap. So you make, what I started is, you make choices. You know, my granddaughter said, Graham, I know you're cheap. She said, I call myself cheap. She said, I know you're cheap, Graham, but you bring me here to get these banana French toast meals whenever I want one. And she says, but you won't spend extra money on green beans. And I told her exactly what I'm going to tell you. Life is about choices. Don't make yourself not get an Oreo. If that's what brings you joy, get you a darn package of Oreos, right? If it brings you joy, get you a little bit of it, right? Don't make yourself suffer and only buy the crummy cookies that are gross and you wouldn't give to your dog, right? But it's all about choices and saving money. When you want to save money, when you look at how to save money on groceries, right? This is how you do it. You make choices. You decide what's important for you to have in generic and what's important for you to have in brand name. And when I say important to have in generic, that means I can buy the generic toothpaste, but gosh, toothpaste is on my list that's in my purse. So when my favorite toothpaste, the cinnamon, goes on sale, I'll stock up. Now, mind you, you need to have, I keep $40 cash in with that list in an envelope. So you need to have a little extra money around. Don't use a credit card to save money on groceries. That doesn't make sense, folks. Even if you do pay it, and give points and all that, just don't do it. Just don't do it. So that's a lot of ways to save money. Meal prep, a month, whatever. You have your purse list. By the way, there's something else on the purse list that's coming up. Your deal breaker might be your type of coffee. If that's it, put that on your list. Don't make yourself suffer. You need a reward sometimes. It's like dating. It's like, I just want someone around who can give me a hug in the good times and a hug in the bad times. That list is for when things are on sale, you get those hugs. You know what I'm saying? All right. So decide what you can get generic and you won't mind. To me, canned green beans, I don't care. And by the way, Thanksgiving is a fantastic time, and Christmas to buy canned goods. They're all on sale for the good ones, right? Sometimes the good ones are cheaper than the store-bought brands during Thanksgiving and Christmas for canned goods. I'm just saying, right? You might use beans, or you might use canned tomatoes for spaghetti. Pasta is something else that goes on sale quite often, and the good stuff. So if you like a lot of pasta, put that on your list, all right? Things like, oh my goodness, Parmesan cheese, Wow. The price of Parmesan cheese, right? Wow. All right. Even things like napkins, they go on sale around Thanksgiving or Christmas. But here's what: I haven't bought a napkin in 20 years. Yes, when I go to McDonald's, when I go to Burger King, when I go to a fast food place, I'll ask for extra napkins. By the way, I also ask for extra ketchup packets, mustard packets, or mayo packets. I mean, mayonnaise. Have you looked at the price of mayonnaise? Yeah, it's free, I know. But if I'm getting a hamburger, then that makes sense. I'm going to ask for mayo or ketchup. If I'm getting French fries, I ask for extra ketchup. But I always ask for extra napkins. Here's what's going on with these fast food places. It seems like you either get no napkins and no straw, or you get like 20 napkins and half a dozen straws. Like, there's a good tip for y'all. Just figure out what it's supposed to be and do that. Save some money and save your customers having to throw away 15 straws. All right. Now, we're going to talk about how to reduce your electric bill. This is cool. Number one, I don't buy rugs for the front doors, for the mud and the water and all that. I put down puppy pads. There are these cool puppy pads. They're washable. Buy the washable ones, not the ones you throw away. That's bad for the environment and it's expensive. Buy these little washable. You can get them on Amazon. I know I buy too much on Amazon. I have a tip for that. Amazing tip for that. So stay tuned. Hey, like this video if you found anything interesting. I hope you found at least one thing interesting. Please like it. And then, maybe share it to your friends and neighbors. All right. So anyway, buy these puppy pads. They're washable. They're like, I don't know, you can buy like 4 of them for $30 maybe. You can get them plain colored green or gray, or you can get little like paw prints on them, with little kitten prints or dog prints. Here's with these things. Instead of buying the thick rugs, for the mud and all when you come in the doors, these things are thin and absorbent. They're much more absorbent than these, rugs you buy. And they're thin, so it's amazing. I can throw them over my vacuum to dry, or I can throw them over the fence out back, and they dry that day. If you've got these heavy rugs to wash that have been on the front door, I mean, goodness sakes, the amount of electricity used for washing them and drying them is probably 5 times what you use for these little puppy pads, right? That's tip number 1. All right. Another way to reduce your electric bill is to buy energy efficient appliances. Now, here's a tip that you don't probably know. A lot of utility companies will give you money back, a rebate, if you buy Energy Star appliances, right, that are energy efficient. So ask your utility company before you buy a new appliance, right, what they have for rebates. Also look for rebates on appliances at your home improvement stores. Make sure you ask about those or go online and look for the rebates, because a lot of times they won't tell you, or they won't give you the paperwork you need or anything. And it could be hundreds of dollars. Now, if you're buying appliances new to you, used basically on Facebook Marketplace or a garage sale or whatever, buy the best one you can afford, right? Buy the best one you can afford. I mean, it might be budget friendly to buy one that's, $50 and still works, but your electric bills are going to be crazy through the roof. Same for if you buy a freezer, a stove, anything like that. Any appliances, you can save hundreds of dollars. Save money, reduce your electric bills by looking into that before you buy one. Also, there's this program, it's WAP, Weatherization Assistance Programs. I actually get, this year I got a lot. I'm so blessed to have it, I thank God. I get $300 and some for my electric/gas bill, right? Last year it was over $400. And there's an application you fill out. Just go online, WAP, Weather Assistance Program, or it might be called Utility Assistance Program or a Heat Assistance Program. It's a very basic application. You send it to them. You just prove your income, you prove what your income is, and wham bam. I mean, my electric bill was paid for 4 months. So look into everything. You'd be surprised how much free money there is out there. So reduce your electric bills what you can. Try and get any kind of grant or any kind of energy assistance. It's a huge way to reduce your electric bills. Here's a way I bet you didn't think of too about how to reduce your electric bills. I bet you didn't think of this. I do everything I possibly can in the daylight. Yeah, I know. Right now it's February in Indiana, so sometimes it's hard to see any light through the windows. But and then there's another reason I do everything I can in the morning, like 9 o'clock in the morning. Because here's what. You can shower you don't have to turn the lights on when the daylight's out. You don't have to turn the light on in the bathroom if, you have light I don't have a window in my bathroom, but I get enough light when I leave the door open. I also leave just one light plugged in at a time. I only have 2 lamps in the whole house. Most are overhead. And in my overhead lights, I even have just 1 LED bulb, even if they have room for 3. Just because a light has room for 2 or 3 bulbs doesn't mean you have to put 2 or 3 bulbs in it. And you don't have to put the old style. Get you an LED, right? Okay. So anyway, do everything you can in the daylight. Wash your dishes, wash your clothes, take a shower. Because here's another great reason. I learned this the hard way, and I have saved hundreds of dollars over the years doing this. If I wash my clothes, anything to do with plumbing, washing my clothes, taking a shower, washing the dishes, I do it all in the morning and during the week on a weekday. Because here's what, like I said, I've spent hundreds of dollars on after hours fees and weekends fees for a plumber to come out. I live in a little cottage that was built in 1930. I learned the hard way. You don't want to have to call a plumber or electrician or someone to fix your furnace after 5 o'clock on a weekday or any time on the weekend. So I save money, win. I do everything I can around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning during the week. It's just my tip to you. All right. Here's another weird one I do. I learned this a long time ago too, just by chance. Your appliances, your water heater, your refrigerator, right? They put out heat. So what I do is I put, maybe if I come in from the cold and my boots are wet, I'll put them on a puppy pad next to my refrigerator where the heat, where it heats up. Bet you didn't think of that, right? I bet you didn't think of that. Also, same thing with freezers. Freezers push out a lot of heat when they're running. I know it doesn't make sense, but the motors and the freezers and fridges. So do that. Also, another tip, reflective window covering. You know what I'm talking about. The film. I bought this amazing reflective film on Amazon, of course, because I have a huge window at my front and I don't want people looking in. So this film, it comes in a roll. It's like $30 is all for a roll. And I'm 63, so if I can do all this baloney, you guys can do it too. So, and you can cut this stuff up for however big you need on your windows, your doors, whatever. But this stuff is amazing. It's gold colored, kind of. I mean, there's different tints. But I can see out, but people can't see in. Yeah, I know, right? It's very cool. And it's like $30 for a roll. I did like almost all my windows for this one stinking roll. I mean, you just slap some water on the back. You use your debit card or an old credit card to squeegee it down. Wham, bam. Wham, bam. You're saving money on your electric bill. And you have some privacy. All right? So, another way to reduce your electric bills. And this one I literally just did today because I didn't think about it before it got cold out. I had this huge window, right? And then my couch sits in front of it. Well, I forgot there's a stinking heat source there behind the couch. What? I don't know what I was thinking. So I moved my furniture. So now the heat comes up and it doesn't stay behind the couch. Here's the other thing. In the summertime, move your furniture away from windows. Because if you have furniture in front of the windows, that makes your air conditioner run more. I know. Who thinks of this stuff? I had to for my book. So stay tuned. I've got lots more. All right. So the last way to reduce your electric bill, right? And I know this sounds weird to some people. I mean, I don't pay taxes on my Social Security. So whenever something comes up about a energy tax credit, I don't listen, but put your listening ears on. Sometimes the federal government, and check with the IRS on this, all this stuff adds up. It all adds up, folks. Thousands of dollars over my 19 years being disabled. So, but you can get tax credits, which means it goes on your tax form. You'll get a credit towards what you owe, not the full amount, but you'll get why not do it? An energy tax credit, if you put insulation in your house or like you put solar panels, if you're thinking about solar panels, that's the big thing now. Really look into that and really look into if it's going to save you money, what kind of maintenance, what happens if one breaks, look into everything if you're looking into that, which by the way, I'm looking into that and I'm going to do a video. So subscribe if you want to see that video. All right, next, here's how to save big money, get big money on home improvements. Oh my goodness. My county had all this money available, $25,000 per person. If you own your home, you could get up to $25,000 for home improvements. Four people in my town got brand new roofs. They were from like $15,000 to $22,000, I think. They just got it. They came out, put up a new roof for free. They just had to fill out the application, of course. Now, here's how you do it. First of all, when you're filling out applications for this stuff, take your time. Fill it out completely, because I've worked for agencies who have gotten these kind of applications, and if it wasn't completed, it went to the side. So make sure your phone numbers, your address, usually you have to put something in there with your income on it. Make sure it's complete or it can get pushed to the side. I'm just telling you, it's not right, but they don't have time to be calling, hey, what's your street address, or, I need your copy of your W-2, or, I need what you got in Social Security whatever, right? So join your Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, get on it because it will save you thousands. If you don't want to be on it, ask one of your kids, one of your neighbors, one of your grandkids to join that Facebook group for you, and ask them, let me know if something comes up about a grant or money available or anything like that. Okay? Because here's what. There is still almost $500,000 left on this one grant for our county. It's actually through the state, but our county commissioners are somehow involved. But there's still a lot of money left. But here's what. People didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. If I didn't known about it, I'd have got my neighbor a new porch. Because, we had a flood here a while back, a couple of years ago, and his porch he has no front porch. So I would have gotten him a front porch. Helped him try and do that. But now there are expiration dates to applying for certain grants, right? And new grants come along all the time. So you got to be aware of when this money is available, when you need to apply. There's, like I said, almost $500,000 still left in this grant, and it's just going bye-bye. They've already asked the state to extend it, and they won't do it. But here's what. Here's another tip on these grants. Anything, or energy assistance, anything. Listen closely. Listen, this could be the difference in thousands of dollars for you. Write a letter. I know. You don't want to, you don't know what to say. Here's what you do. You write it from your heart. You send it in with the application. If it's the application for energy assistance, you say, please give me some of this money. I had to choose between food and heat, or, my house is really cold because it's old, or, I just lost my job and have kids, whatever. Tell the truth, but just write a short little letter of why you really need that money. Same goes with these grants. It doesn't ask for this, but do it. Because here again, they have a stack of applications for these things, hundreds of them sometimes. And they're going to put to the side in the no pile ones that aren't complete, ones that don't have the paperwork with them. And if you've got a letter with yours, it's going to go in the, yes, let's look at this. Let's give this person money. Because you took the time and they understand that it's really important to you. So write a letter. And here's what. You don't only send that letter in with the application for the energy assistance or in with the application for a grant. You send that same letter to your commissioners, to your Marshall County, I live in Marshall County, to your county commissioners. You also send that letter to your landlord. If you don't own your home and you're looking for energy assistance, you send that letter to your landlord so that they know you're trying to get money so that, if you need help paying your rent, that you're going to have the money for rent. You just send that letter everywhere. Send it. I've sent letters for grants. I've sent them to my state senator's office in Indianapolis. And I actually had a state senator who was able to get one of the grants extended so that I could apply. And I got that money for that home improvement. I mean, you don't get the money. You don't get the cash. I don't want to mislead y'all. But, they send the contractors out. They send an architect out, whatever they need. All right. So do that. Join the Facebook groups. Join the Facebook group for your local government, your state government. And here's another tip. Join your local radio station. Join their Facebook page and your little newspaper's Facebook page. Because here's what. They know when everything is coming out. Because a lot of these grants and energy assistance, they have to prove that they advertised, right? So they'll do it on local radio stations. They'll just send a little paragraph, email a paragraph to a local radio station. I mean, I'm a writer, so I send stuff to radio stations and newspapers all the time. So anyway, these grants, these energy assistance, anything that could help you out is going to be on a Facebook page. It's going to be on your local radio station or your local television station. Make sure and join their Facebook groups. And you'll find out about things that you never knew was happening. Things that you could take advantage of that you never knew. Maybe there's, a trades group, a trades class at the high school, and they're looking to maybe put a deck on somebody's house. I mean, you have no idea what's out there. So join all the Facebook group pages or get the newspaper. Maybe even I would write a letter to the high school. Yeah, I would write a letter to the high school. Say, hey, if your class is looking for any kind of home improvements to do, this is what I need. And put your name, your phone number, your address. You never know. You never know. Here's what else. I used to volunteer at the Habitat for Humanity in the Restore. That's where you can buy, I bought almost everything in my house at the Restore. I bought my couch for like $20 and we live close to a very, very wealthy community, a huge lake where people from, the big cities come down to our little small town, so this huge lake, and they have multi-million-dollar houses. And when they, sometimes come to the lake in the summer, they'll get rid of their entire house of cabinets, furniture, and start over. And guess what? Our little Restore gets all that stuff. So I bought this sofa that is amazing. I mean, it's like brand new. It's got little features on it. I didn't even know they had these little rings. I don't even know what they're for yet on the cushions for $20, right? I mean, there was a beautiful kitchen table and chairs that came from these houses. and it was only $100, and I'll bet you it cost them at least $10,000 or $15,000 for this table new. So look for your restores. Also send a letter to the Habitat for Humanity, because if they don't have a program like a winterization program, or because they have a lot of church folk who go to them and say, hey, we have 4 or 5 guys who are looking to help older people out this winter and maybe do some insulation or whatever. They know everybody. The Habitat for Humanity and your restore are just a wealth of knowledge. They know everybody in town. If you're going to get some construction work done, if you just want, a little porch built on your front of the house, call up the Habitat for Humanity and ask them about this contractor. Or, if you already have one in mind, and they'll tell you the truth. Because they work with contractors all the time, and they know the good and the bad. If you don't know anybody and need someone, call the Habitat and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody to do this. I'm just a little old woman like I am. They'll tell you what's what. They might even give you a couple names for contractors. All right? Save you thousands of dollars. Home improvement. Ugh. Home improvement. How to save money on home improvement is one of the biggest questions, next to how do I save money on groceries, is what people ask me most about. All right, so join your local Facebook groups. Please share this video with all your friends and neighbors, because, if you save them a couple $100, maybe they'll buy you lunch. Okay. Here's the next thing. Every 3 months or so, you go on the local websites for your city, your county, your state, and the federal government, right? Also, that letter you wrote about whatever you need, you need a new roof, or you need an electrician because there's a spark coming out of your outlet and you don't have the money to fix it, but you need somebody. Send that letter to nonprofits in your town. You can call 211, which is United Way, and tell them what you're looking for. What not, say, hey, this is what I need. What nonprofits? Just get the address of the nonprofits, because they're going to say, well, we don't have a nonprofit that does that. But just get all their addresses. Because here's the other thing. All the nonprofits in town, like your food banks, your Spanish learning, speaking nonprofits, they all know everybody in town too. Right? And they all work with churches too. And by the way, I would send that letter to every church in town too. Hey, if you need help, send your letter to the Habitats, the Restores, every nonprofit town, the school. Send it to every contractor. Shoot, I have a neighbor who's a contractor, right? He does showers, like these fancy showers, which I would love. But and he actually came down and put a new step on my front porch for me, because he saw my elderly neighbor almost fall on that step board. So, send that letter to everybody. What are they going to do? Except maybe help you, right? All right. So, next up, more money saving tips for low income. And again, I've been low income, less than $2,000 a month. And when I first in 2005, became disabled, subscribe. That video is coming up on how I became disabled overnight from a stinking hotel pool. But how I'm glad God made me sick. I know it doesn't sound right, but it's amazing. Okay, so subscribe to see that. All right, y'all have probably heard about this. Cancel your subscriptions. But here's what I do with TV streaming, and I don't know if you all know about this. But TV streaming, and I'm talking about, Netflix or Prime or, whatever you watch. There's a lot of them, I know. Hulu, Paramount, I don't know. But here's what I do. I'll pay for a month. Let's say it's Netflix. I'll pay for a month, and there's no contract for these things, folks. There's no contract. You can pay for a month. And, if you sign up on the 5th of the month, next month, if you don't cancel, it'll just charge your card again and you're up for another month. Here's what I do. I'll watch Netflix for a month and I'll cancel it, make sure and cancel it a couple days before it goes to recharge your card. But what I'll do, I'll just binge watch everything. And it seems like there aren't that many new things on every single month. So I'll watch, I actually give myself a little gift at Christmas time. The 1st of December, I'll sign up for Netflix and then I'll cancel it, the end of December for all the Christmas movies and stuff. And then I give myself a birthday gift where I'll get Netflix for my birthday month and then cancel it at the end of the month, right? And then there's also free trials for almost every one of these. Just get you a calendar or put it in your phone calendar. Don't forget to cancel. Don't forget to cancel. Hang on, I got some really other cool stuff. Movies. I've got, and again, I'm cheap. I've got something like 110 movies on, it's called Fandango. I think they maybe changed the name now, but it's home. It's an app like Netflix, and it's on my TV, and I have like 110 movies. And again, I'm cheap. So what I do, I don't know if you know this, but on holidays like Good Friday, you can buy movies, buy them, and own them forever for like $3, $4, or $5, right? I mean, I never pay full price. I never pay $25 to buy a movie. So I have like 110 movies. And I mean, I could watch that thing, 2 a day for a couple months. But that's a cool way, is to buy movies when they're on sale. Prime days, I do buy Prime during the Prime days, because I have my little list, right, that I buy on Amazon, like my toothpaste, whatever, toilet paper, whatever, and I'll pay for the Prime. Here's what, I get Prime for $6.99 a month. I get it half off because I'm disabled, right? So if you're disabled, if you get Medicaid, you could probably sign up for Prime for $6.99 a month, $7 a month, right? And again, you can cancel after a month. Be sure to cancel these things before they just keep rolling over. Come on now. Okay, so Black Friday, Halloween. Okay, so Halloween. Oh, if you like scary movies, go on Halloween week, and you can find all these scary movies on there for cheap. All right. Okay, here's some bonus tips. How to save money on groceries, how to get home improvement grants, how to reduce your electric, and here's some bonus tips of other things. Here's some things I spend money on to save money. Here, case in point. Look at this. See that? This is a hair catcher. Here's the box. I buy these off Amazon. Shocker. There's a box, I think 3. There's 3 in there. It says easy to clean / install. You don't install them. You throw it over the drain. These things, 3 for $10, and I throw them in the washer when I wash, the puppy pad or whatever, when I wash something with bleach. I'll throw these in the washer and they come out just fine. Or you can soak them in bleach if you like. I put one in the bathroom sink, one over the shower drain, one in both of the kitchen sink drains. These are made amazing because here's what. You spend $10 and it saves you hundreds of dollars in plumbing. Honest to gosh. You'd be surprised how much crap this saves. Buy them at $10. $10 for a box of, I think, 3. They're called a Gottega hair catcher. Yeah. And just listen. If you don't listen to anything else I say in this video, do this. Buy a box of these for $10. Put them down over your drains and see how much crap it saves from going down your drain. I mean, they're so cheap you could even throw them away if you didn't want to clean them out because they kind of get disgusting with all the hair and goop and toothpaste or food or whatever. But all that crap isn't going in your drain to clog up your plumbing. So some things I do, I spend money on some things to save money, right? That's one of them, is a hair catcher. Save money on the Prime. Sometimes there are many items that are discounted. That's why I say when it's Amazon Prime days, I'll pay for Prime. because they have so many things on sale. And it saves that $6.99 that I spend on Prime that day saves me a lot more than that. The hair catchers are amazing. You can save. Okay, this is one that saved my life. Yeah. I'm gonna try not get emotional because we've still got a few more to go. If you liked any of these, there's some really good ones coming. This saves you money and could save your life. Get your preventative screenings done. I know they're a pain in the rear, literally, for the colonoscopy. Get your mammograms, get your bone scans, I get labs done once a year, because your labs, where they're checking your blood counts and your calcium, whatever, check your thyroid. Get whatever your insurance will pay for, or even if you have just a low copay, get them. I had a screening. I hadn't been to the doctor in 10 years. Back then, I was healthy. I was the director of sales for a huge company. I traveled constantly in airplanes. And it was back when, I'm going to tell you the quick story about it, just so you know how important this is to me to tell you. It was back when Katie Couric's husband had passed away from colon cancer. Because I remember it very clearly. And like I said, I flew a lot. And I happened to find some bleeding when I was in my hotel room. The same night that I saw Katie get her colonoscopy. It was just the timing, God's timing. So I called everyone, every doctor in the book. Back then we had phone books. To get in as soon as I could for a colonoscopy and for a complete physical, because I hadn't had one, like I said, in 10 years, because I felt fine. I was healthy as an ox. And the bleeding wasn't colon cancer. It was cervical cancer, and it was stage 3. But here's what. I'm just going to tell you a quick story. I went in, had the physical as soon as I got back into town. The doc did a complete physical, everything. And 2 weeks later, her nurse called me and said, everything's fine. You just need a little bit more bad cholesterol. I'm like, all right, whatever. I had to Google that. Actually, we didn't have Google back then. I had to ask her what that was. So I'm like, cool. I was worried for nothing. Well, like 6 weeks later, the doctor called and said that the results for the one test weren't in my file when the nurse called, and that I had stage 3 cancer, and she'd already set me up for an appointment the next day with an oncologist. So here's what happened, and then I'll get back to saving money on groceries and reducing the electric bill and all. What happened was, this was a big clinic, a big hospital type situation that I went to, and they have their own lab. Well, they send out the lab work, some of it, to this medical foundation that does most of the tests. Well, this medical foundation had sent this bad test result with the cancer to the lab, but the lab did not put that in my file. So when the nurse called me and said everything was good, she didn't have that one piece of paper that said that I had stage 3 cancer. And mind you, this cancer is a cancer where there are no symptoms. I would have died. There are no symptoms. I would not have known. So what happens was, because evidently this happens so many times that the lab doesn't get the test results in someone's file. It's happened so many times that now the medical foundation, their computers spit out any negative reports and send them directly to the doctor and not to the lab at that facility. So my doctor had finally received my cancer test results. So anyway, when I say getting your preventative medicine done, your mammograms, your bone scans, your colonoscopies, your labs, as soon as you can not only save you money, but your life. I'm talking from experience. Gosh, sorry. And here's a tip on that. When you, for instance, my insurance mammograms I can get every 2 years. But wait, the insurance company and the hospital tells me every 2 years, and you would think you could schedule it, the same day every 2 years, like whatever, February 1st, every 2 years. You can't. You have to do it 2 years in 1 day. If it's something you get every year, you have to schedule it 1 year and 1 day past when you last had it, or they won't cover it. And by the way, don't listen to the hospital or lab or whoever when they say, oh, it's covered. We called. You call your insurance company when you schedule the screening and the day before you schedule the screening. I've actually been laying on the table waiting for my bone scan, because I have osteoporosis, waiting for my bone scan, and I'm in a gown ready to go, and the gal comes in and says to me, you know what, this isn't covered. So you check the day you schedule, when you make the appointment, you check with your insurance company, try and get them to send it to you in writing, an email or something, if they will. But you also check maybe 2 days before you go in for that screening to make sure it's covered. Same thing happened to me with my mammogram. It was like 2 days early. All right? So check on that stuff yourself. Okay, back to happier things. How to save money on grooming your pet. This is a big one. I tell you, I used to rescue dogs, and it's senior dogs, and oh my goodness, the grooming, it just got out of hand. It's getting worse. I pay $110 for Rosie to go in for a grooming. I call it beauty parlor for her. $110 plus tip. And I always leave a big tip for my groomer because I feel like I want him to be nice to her. I don't know. So what I do in between groomings to save me one full grooming a year, so she can go a little bit longer, than the typical, 6 to 8 weeks. What I do in between, I'll give her a bath. I hate doing it, but it saves me that, 110 plus tip a year. So I'll give her a bath, and then I'll take her to my veterinarian who has vet techs trim the nails for $13. You don't need an appointment or anything. Most vets, you can just come on in with your dog or cat. They'll trim the nails for $13, $14, and you're out of there. Same with the groomer has specials on nail trimming on Mondays. So same thing there. It's $13. So I'll give her a bath. I'll trim her hair around her face. She's a cockapoo, cocker spaniel and poodle. And that saves me $110 plus a tip a year. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but it is. Plus, it's stress on her because she's a rescue, and it's stress going to the beauty shop. All right. Another way you can save, this is a huge tip, huge. You can go for their annual shots. Join the Facebook groups of all the humane societies that are around you. Even if maybe you have to drive a half an hour, they have these shot clinics, I can't even say it, shot clinics. You know, you can get their rabies and, you know, all their annual shots. And I mean, shoot, they cost something like $150 at the vet. I took Rosie down. You have to sign up for them. You have to register. But they had this shot Sunday clinic at a humane society that's just, you know, 15 miles from here. And so I took her on this Sunday. I registered for it. It was $15. $15. And she got an exam for free. $15 versus $150 at the vet. So join up Facebook on a lot of this stuff, and you'll get notices. You'll see posts. You know, ask your vet. Shoot, they have these spay and neuters clinics. Sometimes it takes months to get in, so look for that. If you know, but you know, if your dog's not around other dogs, or it's not something urgent, you know. And again, if you're disabled, like me, our state has a program where I got all those senior dogs that I rescued and Rosie. Yeah, I got them fixed for $25. $25. And at my normal vet clinic, because they take these voucher things from the state. So, I mean, goodness sakes. Okay. On one more thing on your list, you know, we have that list of things that you buy all the time, that when they go on sale, you load up. Goodwill. Goodwill 50% off days. I had things on that list for Goodwill like sheets, which I throw in the back of my car in the summer if I'm getting mulch or something. Honestly, I don't wash them. I mean, you pay like $2 for them on half off day at Goodwill, so I'll throw them in the trash, or I'll use them for something else out in the garden. You know, put a pile of mulch on and drag it with the sheet, whatever. I'll put sheets on the couch, you know, where my dog lays, that kind of thing. Those I do wash. But for $2 at Goodwill half off day, same thing at Goodwill half off, I'll get pillowcases, because here's what. Pillowcases, if you don't have baskets, they're easy to wash to the laundromat. Here's another great tip. If you travel. I put in 3 pillowcases in my suitcase. And what I'll do is I'll separate the laundry from my trip. You know, I'll put the whites in one pillowcase, usually a white pillowcase. I'll put the colors in like a bright red pillowcase, whatever I can find at Goodwill, you know, for $1. And then, you know, other stuff that gets bleached. And the third, and you're done. You get home and wham, bam, you've got 3 pillowcases full of dirty laundry. You know exactly what's in each one. Bam. All right. The other thing I buy, and this is important. You can save money and be kind, right? I mean, so I buy suitcases. You can buy them for like as low as $5. Make sure when you're at Goodwill and it's half off day, make sure that they roll and that they open easily. And then I take them to our our state foster office, because I was a foster mom. And these kids, they come with, I used to get so emotional over this stuff. These foster kids come with a big trash bag with everything in their whole life that's important to them, and they're dragging it on the ground, and it's got holes in it. And so Goodwill half off day, if you don't have a state foster office, child protective service office in your town or whatever, again, put a post on Facebook, and some foster mom is gonna love you. And you're just gonna, these kids, it's like having a $100,000 new truck that you just got. It's a suitcase to them is, sorry. The other thing I buy at Goodwill 50% off is, table runners that I put under TVs, on top of any kind of desk or table, anything that I have to dust. I'll put a table runner over it, because listen, I don't have to use a lot of dusting spray, which I have respiratory issues, so that's good for me, but I can also just throw them in the washer. And it's kind of fun to mix it up a bit, at Christmas time, I put on a Christmas runner under the TV. It's on top of my fireplace, right? It's just kind of neat. So I buy those too. All right, a couple more really amazing things you can save money on. How to save money if you're on a low income, right? Security system. I looked into these security systems. I've got a video about that coming up too. Subscribe if you want to see that too. Because I check everything out. Like I said, I'm cheap, but I want to get the best I can for the money I have. Here's what I have. I have the Blink, B-L-I-N-K system. Got it off Amazon. It's only $10 a month. Some of these services are, hundreds of dollars a month. This is $10 a month. It goes in the cloud, saves it up there. It's very cool. The cameras I bought at Christmas time or maybe Prime Days, they were on sale big time. They were like half off, these little cameras. The cameras inside, you just literally plug them in to an outlet and put them in the window, and they're motion censored. So it's amazing. I feel so safe. If something goes, sometimes it's a squirrel, but if somebody walks by one of these cameras, I get a notification immediately on my phone. It ding, ding, dings, right? Same with, I put one myself, 2 screws, and again, I'm 63. I don't even have a screwdriver thing, drill. I just screwed it in, with a screwdriver. And it didn't even take me 30 minutes to put them on the app. It's very easy. Have one of your grandkids do it if you don't know how to do it. But, yeah, I got like 5 cameras, I think 4 window ones, back porch, and the one on the ring. It's not a ring door. It's a doorbell camera. I think I got them all for like $150 all together. And then it's $10 a month. You pay it through Amazon. But I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. Get you a security camera. It will save you stress and anxiety. I mean, when I leave the house, I see when the mailman comes. It lets me know. I see if somebody comes to my door knocking. It's very cool. All right. I purge my house once a year. Anything like t-shirts or towels that are absorbent, I make them into rags. Especially, if they have holes in them or whatever, I'll just rip them up and make them into rags to clean with. Depending on what I clean, if I'm cleaning oil off the garage floor or something, I'll throw them away. But usually I'll just throw them in with these cool hair catchers and some bleach and wash them. All right. Make sure and check your health insurance for, they call it OTC, over the counter. With Humana, I used to have $30 every quarter. I don't have Humana anymore, and I'm switching. I have a video coming up on health insurance too, how to save on that. But now I get $50. I think it's a month. They send you a catalog. It's stuff like Band-Aids. It's stuff like the generic Tylenol. I even got a free temperature thermometer. You can get all kinds of stuff, and you get to use that $30 or $50. It's free. It's in your insurance. So check on that. It's called OTC, over the counter items. Call them. See if you get it. If you do, ask them to send you a catalog. They'll probably tell you go online to the website. You can do it that way too. But all right, here's a way to save on Amazon. I'm telling you, I have a rule. I've mostly stuck to it over the years. I'll put things in my cart, but I give myself 24 hours, a full day before I pay for it. I mean, you'd be surprised how much money you'd save. For instance, last week I woke up like 3 or 4 days in a row, and my back was hurting so bad. I couldn't hardly crawl out of bed. So, I start feeling sorry for myself, and I get online, and I put a mattress in a cart, and then I gave myself the 24 hours, my rule, not to pay for anything in the cart. And sure enough, the next day I realized I didn't even look at any competitive mattresses. I didn't even look at, if it was on sale. I was just like, had a burr up my butt and decided I deserve a new mattress. No. So I deleted that out of the cart. But here's what. There's also different months. For instance, January is a month that bedding and mattresses are on sale. I have a video coming up about that too. I have a video about what's on sale what months, okay, and what to buy in that month. It's a bargain kind of thing. So January, I know the mattresses go on sale. And of course, it's February. And it's not an emergency. I can wait until January. Maybe. Unless I decide to get a burr up my butt again. I think I need a new mattress. But then at least I will look around, do some comparison on the features of the mattresses and that kind of thing. If I can return them. I don't know about these mattresses in a box kind of thing. Because you wouldn't be able to return it. You'd never get that mattress back in the box. So anyway, I have a video coming up about mattresses too. All right. So a couple more things. Same pillows. You take care of yourself, take care of your body, save you thousands. So buy the best mattress you can, the best pillows you can. Yeah. All right. I have more videos coming up how to save money on everything. All right. There's one more thing, and this isn't how to save money. It's how to. Let me put it this way. I get direct deposit in my bank account over $1,000 every year for doing this, and a lot of people don't know about it. Basically, I go online. I'll Google what banks have bonuses for direct deposit. Because here's what, 3 times a year I do it. Because I get my Social Security, I get my disability direct deposited into my bank account. So I will go online and Google what banks have bonuses at that time. And I'll do this 3 times a year, every 3 months. And it's anywhere from $200 bonus up to, I've gotten $600 bonuses from some banks over the years. But I'll switch my checking account. I'll close my checking account that I have, wait until your first couple direct deposits go in your new one before you close your old one. All right, you understand what I'm saying? But I'll look for bank bonuses and I'll open a new bank account at that bank, change my direct deposit, wham bam, in a month. Sometimes it takes 3 months. You've got that $200 or $400 or $600 direct deposited into your bank account just for having a bank account with that bank, because they think you're going to stay with them for the next 40 years. But I don't. As soon as that bonus goes in my checking account, I switch to another bank that has a bonus. So I get pretty much every year over $1,000 direct deposited. That's 3 times. So one might be $200 for that bank, one might be $400 for that bank, one might be $400. You know what I'm saying? So I do it 3 times a year. Again, I want to make sure you understand. If you open a new bank account and you move your direct deposit to that new bank account, do not close the old bank account until your new bank has gotten your direct deposits in it for a couple, 3 times. Because there might be a time where your direct deposit, for some reason, it's never happened to me, but it could, won't go into the new bank account right away. And then if you've closed your old bank account, then it's all messed up. So, and here's what, on that money, you pay income tax on that. Like I said, I get over $1,000 a year doing this, and I've done it for years and years. But that money you have to report to the IRS, and it's considered income. I mean, I've never had to pay anything on it because my income isn't taxed. It's Social Security, disability. But, and I take all the deductions. There's deductions for everything these days. So, but just be careful when you do it. It takes me about 30 minutes, once every 3 months. Open a new bank account online. You don't have to go anywhere. Your direct deposit goes in. You make 2 calls. One to Social Security, or you tell your employer, you fill out a form with your new bank information, and you're good to go. Just don't close your old account until your direct deposit goes in a couple times to your new account. All right? I mean, you can do it from home. I'm disabled, so you get on your computer or on your phone, or if you don't want to do that, you just go to that bank and open up. I mean, I've opened up bank accounts that are 4 states away. They don't have a local branch to me, but I don't need a local branch because I can get cash off the ATM and my deposit goes directly into their bank. So it doesn't matter to me. We're on this way for a cashless society anyway. So, all right. I'm running out of voice and air, and I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much for watching. I feel like I really want to get this out there to, help folks know how to save on groceries or how to reduce your electric bill, how to get home improvements paid for, a new roof or new plumbing or whatever. So I hope that helps, especially how to save money on groceries, how to save money on buying eggs this time. Anyway, I'm Robin. You're on Poppin' with Robin. Please like, share, subscribe, so I can just keep making these videos for you. Have an awesome day. Love y'all.